Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Warning: this video will contain spoilers for the 2021 Lucasfilm miniseries, The Book of Boba Fett. This video may contain discussions and/or images of violence, sexual situations, and drug use. Viewing beyond this point is a choice you have made, and you take responsibility for that choice. Thank you, and please have a nice day.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope everyone is doing well, I hope everyone is having fun, and I hope the universe is treating you well. Today's video, we are going to be discussing the Book of Boba Fett. This is technically a series by industry standards. It's not the best series in the Star Wars franchise, but it has the distinction of not being the worst either. That honor goes to the Obi-Wan Kenobi live action series. This is somewhere in the middle. This isn't like Andor good or Ahsoka good, but like I said, it's not Obi-Wan Kenobi bad. It's, I don't know, it's kind of in the middle somewhere. The casting of it was pretty good. You had Tamara Morrison playing Boba Fett, which is only proper because in the Attack of the Clones movie, Tamara Morrison played Jango Fett, and Boba Fett was revealed to be a clone of Jango. So bringing Morrison back, you know, it's kind of fitting. I know in the original Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, and dare I mention it, the Star Wars Christmas special, or holiday special, excuse me, not Christmas special, holiday special. Boba Fett was portrayed by different people, but with the passage of time, people get old, people die. Unfortunately, it happens. But the casting of Tamara Morrison as Boba Fett was pretty good. Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shan was good. The music for this is the score, the soundtrack. Ludwig Göransson, Goransson, and the O, the GOR, the O has two little dots over it. So I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing it. That music, he also did the music for The Mandalorian. The music's awesome. The writing, not so much. This was created by Jon Favreau, and Favreau and Robert Rodriguez were the showrunners. the writing was not the best. To be honest with you, this kind of feels like filler. The dark times of 2020 caused a premature halt to filming of The Mandalorian, the season 2 of Mandalorian, I believe. And I think the filming on this had begun, and they had stuff they needed to do to close out the storyline of the Mandalorian. So they kind of forced it into this show, which hurt the show. Me personally, I think they relied too much on flashbacks. Because the show picks up like several hours, maybe a day after the events in Return of the Jedi, with the whole rescuing of Han Solo, the blowing up of Jabba the Hutt's barge, and the killing of Jabba the Hutt. This is where it starts. Bubba is taken in by the Tusken Raiders, earns his place in the tribe, and branches out to get revenge, I guess, or he wants to better himself. He doesn't want to be just a bounty hunter. And he's tired of bounty hunters getting screwed over by the people that employ them. So he kind of wants to make a kinder and gentler bounty hunter. Not really. Kinder and gentler is a good way of saying it, but it's not accurate. He wants to make it where they're not getting screwed as badly as they were under the old, basically the old system. Plus, Jabba the Hutt's territory has been taken over by Bib Fortuna, who is the kind of the second in command. He's Twi'lek, second command to Jabba. Was not on the barge when it went tits up. And he kind of took it over. And Bib Fortuna, not the strongest leader, not the strongest, most intelligent person. Boba comes in, takes him out, and takes over the underworld, or what was Jabba's territory on Tatooine, and basically starts that out. Basically, the show has some good points. Has some very good scenes. Has some very good, one-off stuff. But the most of it is kind of middle of the road. Middle of the road. Not great, not bad. One of the standouts is Jennifer Beals' character as Garza Flip, F WIP is how the last name is spelled. She's a Twi'lek that runs a cantina in Mos Espa, which is kind of where Boba Fett is kind of anchored, the city that's closest to the Jabba's old palace that he takes over. And Jennifer Beals' character is kind of modeled after Humphrey Bogart's character in A Night in Casablanca. Kind of runs the bar, makes sure everyone has a good time. Basically, under the radar type thing, manipulating what they can, where they can, without getting on anybody's radar. Does a wonderful job. You have the character of Chrysanthemum, who's a Wookiee. Former gladiator, has taken up bounty hunting. And initially is working for Jabba the Hutt's cousins, just collectively called the Twins. He winds up working for Jabba, or not Jabba, he winds up working for Boba due to some shenanigans. And he's played by Casey Jones. It's a great character, wonderful character, great idea. Taken out of the extended universe books, basically characters that were created before Disney purchased Lucasfilm. You have these characters. David Pasquale plays a character called Mok Shaz, who's basically the go-between for the mayor. He's a Twi'lek, and he's kind of the go-between between the mayor and the general populace of Mos Espa. Wonderful casting, great. He gets some great lines. He plays the character. The character is at his heart and soul a coward, and David Pasquale plays him wonderfully. The torture droid 8D8, we get to see him in Return of the Jedi, and he shows back up here. The voice is done by Matt Berry, and it just boom, it's just right on with the one-liners. When they need to be great, they're there. And you're going, well, you're praising the show for all this stuff. How is it, not as good as the other ones? And that comes down to the script writing. The scripts were lackluster at best. Then the last 3 episodes were an extension of The Mandalorian. You have 2 episodes that are almost Mandalorian exclusive. Then the very last episode is Mandalorian assistant. Excuse me. Which kind of creates it kind of dilutes the process, dilutes the show by shoehorning in the Mandalorian stuff that they didn't get to finish out the series with. In fact, they shoehorn in a couple of Mandalorian characters. One being one of my favorite supporting characters of the Mandalorian show is Peli Motto, the mechanic. Kind of sketchy in her dealings. Love the character. Hopes if they do another Mandalorian season to go hand in hand with the Mandalorian movie they're supposed to be doing. Love to see a bunch of her. Love that character. But you can tell, you watch the first couple episodes of Boba Fett and you're like, okay, they're building this story up. And it's, like I said, they rely too heavily on flashbacks. I personally would have loved to see them to do more linear. Have him escape from the Sarlacc pit, get captured by the Tusken Raiders, become part of the tribe, and work, within the tribe, earn his free, going from captive slave to equal among the tribe. Season 1. Then season 2, you pick up with him getting his armor back, getting Fennec Shen in employment, and start rounding up, and you have that. However, they try to they had 2, probably 3 seasons worth of material that they crammed into like 7 episodes. And to me, that is where it falls apart. Then, like I said, the last 3 episodes are Mandalorian centric, which dilutes and takes away from Boba Fett's story. Takes away from the stuff going on. I love the introduction of a live action Cad Bane. That was awesome. Cad Bane was a character from the animated Clone Wars. And he was one of those bad guys that you kind of root for. You just kind of, he's a bad guy. He's going to do bad guy shit. But you kind of root for him because he's kind of cool. Dave Filoni, he's a Dave Filoni creation. And he was modeled on Angel Eyes from the Good, Bad, the Ugly movie. The Man of No Name trilogy. Fistful of Dollars, Few Dollars More, The Good, Bad, the Ugly. Lee Van Cleef played the character in those movies. And that is kind of how Cad Bane is modeled. He's modeled after that character. Because Angel Eyes, let's face it, the movies is always slipping out of shit, slipping out of getting captured, and he's just kind of there. He's Teflon coated. And seeing him in live action for the first time was pretty good. Great. I loved it. But overall, the show is, like I said, it's not Obi-Wan Kenobi bad, but it's not Andor good. It's kind of middle of the road. Sit down, watch it. You don't have to pay a whole hell of a lot of attention. It's a good, put it on while you're cleaning house. If you're cleaning house, doing dishes, doing laundry type things, sweeping, mopping, what have you, put it on, background, check in every now and again, and you're not going to miss a whole hell of a lot. You can turn it, you can listen to it and keep a good track of what's going on in the story. It's not something you have to sit down and pay attention to like you do, say, Andor or Ahsoka. I would say it would come in slightly underneath Mandalorian. The way I would rank the live action shows. This is my personal ranking, so if you don't agree with it, that's cool. We all have our own way of looking at things, and that's perfectly cool. Is Andor at the top, Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Alkalite, Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just my take on the live action shows, how I feel about them. I like them all. I enjoy them all. However, not all of them are great. Not all of them are going to be well watched 20 years from now. It's not going to happen. So, you know, it's like I said, if you're a Star Wars fan, a casual Star Wars fan, it may not appeal to you. If you're slightly more than a casual fan, but not like the hardcore fan, like I said, it's good background noise, something to watch, entertaining, put it on, throw the kids in front of type show. Hardcore fans, they have their own little thing, and I'll leave that to them because that's not me. I like Star Wars. I fall in that gray area between casual fan and hardcore fan. I'm kind of in the middle. So yeah. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. And remember, everyone, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?